Last week, we brought you the story of an unusual case involving a Somali Canadian who was detained in Egypt. He was held for days at the airport in Cairo. Last week, we brought you the story of an unusual case involving a Somali Canadian who was detained in Egypt. He was held for days at the airport in Cairo before being allowed to return to Canada. Maribel Tarouk first reported on his detention last week and joins us now with the latest. Maribel?
Well, Mike, Abdul Nasser Warsami went to Egypt to see his family and to finish a PhD he's been working on. He ended up being in custody there for 5 days. Now that he's home, he's looking for answers. Today, Abdul Nasser Warsami, on the right, walks the streets of Toronto glad to be home, but struggling to cope with what has happened to him. The Canadian citizen landed at Cairo Airport on October 30th and was held in detention for 5 days.
When I was trying to sleep, you have the cockroach, even the cockroach walking on your body.
Warsami says he paid the cleaning staff to bring him food because none was provided. Family and friends called the Canadian embassy. They say they got no answers. Finally, Warsami's family contacted the Somali ambassador in Cairo, who visited him in detention 2 times.
He tried to get me out from there, but they refused it. They say these problems came from the Canadian government.
Abdul Rahman Hassan was held in the same facility 2 months ago.
I had no one single response that is telling me this is what happened to you.
Both men worship at this West End mosque. They'd been trying to raise money to keep it open, but ran into opposition from this man, Adam Isa, a former imam. He alleges the money raised was unaccounted for. Hassan and Warsami were interviewed by CSIS over the allegations. They claim CSIS found the allegations were baseless. Now Hassan says many in his community are worried.
Everybody is, is expecting this is going to happen to them, not necessarily in Egypt, but maybe in other countries.
Warsami's concerned too. Not only was he prevented from working on his PhD, he missed seeing his family. Did you ever get to see them when you were there?
We're in Egypt? Mm-hmm. No. I never see them.
Now, CBC News contacted Foreign Affairs in Ottawa. A spokesperson today says that the department is aware that a Canadian citizen was denied entry into Egypt. He goes on to say, due to privacy considerations, no further information is available at this time. Reporting live from Wellington Street, I'm Maribel Tarouk.
Thank you, Maribel.